Hi everyone, this week we will see modules and standard library. My name is Dr. Muhammed Gölec from Boğaziçi University Computer Engineering Department. By the end of this chapter, you will be able to write and import Python modules, use standard libraries such as OS, time, and datetime, manage files and folders, create, delete, move list operations, work with paths and file extensions, retrieve system and time related information. Let's start with modules. Every Python program can act as a module. A module can be empty or contain variables, functions, or classes. It may range from a simple file to a complex structure with multiple classes. Okay, here I create a module with two variables, name, surname, and one list. Then I'm gonna call this module inside of my Python file. To be able to do it, I should use import and my module name without extension. So be careful. I don't put here .py, right? Instead, I just put here just the name of my module, module 1, that's all. And if I want to print my variables, I will use module.name and module1.surname here. Likewise, if I want to print my list inside of module, I will use print module1 dot my list name. It is language. Okay, again, I call here my module. I import here. Then if I write module1 dot language to its index number, it's gonna return 0, 1, and 2. C++, right? And what if here? What is problem here? Can you see difference? As you can see, I didn't put here module 1 dot. Otherwise, I can't call these variables, list, or function inside of my module. Always be careful. Again, same example. And if you pay attention this point here, this time, instead of writing import module 1 dot python, just one, sorry. I just use different definition by using from module 1 import language. So this time I can print my language list without writing module 1 dot language 2, right? If you don't want to write module 1 dot before variables, list, or whatever, you can import your module by using from your module name and import directly variables or list you want to call here directly. Again, okay, what you're supposed to see here, I mean, if I again import my module like this from module and import just list, and I just try to print name from inside of module1.python file, but it will give error, right? Because here again, I just choose specific variable, list, or function inside of my module. So what we can do to fix this problem, if you want to use all the objects inside a module as if they were defined in that namespace, so we can use this skeleton and we can import our all variables by using this star symbol. I'm writing from my module name, it was module 1 if you remember, then import, and this time I don't mention specific variable names. Instead, I just use here star symbol, that's all. So in this example this time, from module 1, import and star. So it means takes all variables all together. So if I write print name, it's gonna return Muhammad, not error, right? Then what is the difference between import module and from module 1, import and star? Can you say? Here, let's say again, same example. I'm using second definition from module 1, import and star. So I'm taking all variables inside of module 1 here. But if you pay attention, I define one more list with same name. If you remember, inside of module, we had a language class, sorry, list like Python, C++, and so on, if you remember. But this time, I define also one more new list inside of my Python file, but at the same time, I'm importing my module here. And if I write print language, what we're supposed to see here? I mean, are you gonna suppose, or are you gonna see go, or if you go back to previous pages, can you see here? Are you gonna see Python, Java, C++, JavaScript, or are you gonna see just Go? So you will see Go. So there is a name conflict. To be able to skip this kind of name conflict, the object can be called by another name. It means, again, we are writing from module 1, import, and I say, okay, lang or language list inside my module 1, change it as I know lengths with S. So again, if I define one more language class here, and if I print lengths, it's gonna take it from my module, and print length, it will come from here. It is Go, right? That one is again Java, C++, Python. Again, we can define one more new module. It has one function here, sum underscore one, and it will take two different parameters, number one, number two, and it's going to return it by summing. And in my main Python file, I'm importing my module by writing import module 2. And if I write here print module 2 dot sum 1 and 2 and 3, you will see 5, right? It will return 5. And if you want to see the module content, we have a function called dir, dir, and let's say again we have a module like this, name, surname, language. And if I write in the main file, okay, import, first of all you have to import your module 1. Then if I write dir and my module 1 name here, I will see all module content like language, name, and surname. You can see inside of this module here. So others are just predefined function, default functions. Okay, before starting standard libraries, we can go to Anaconda and see how I define module, how I call it, how it works. First of all, you can create one module file like this with extension module1.python, right? Don't forget to write .py extension here. So I define name, surname, and language list here, Python, Java, C++, JavaScript, and I save it to desktop here. And I create one main Python file, week 8 here. I also save it, same folder, same path address. And then I will import my module by writing import module 1. Then if I write module1.name, it's gonna print Muhammad. If I write module1.surname, it's gonna print Golek. If I write module.language, it's gonna return or print Python, Java, C++, and JavaScript. Likewise, again, I'm importing module 1 module here, and I write module 1 dot language 2. So it will take language list here 0, 1, and 2. So it's gonna print C++. And if you pay attention here, I import again module 1, but this time I didn't put module dot 1 and language 2. So if you forget to put here module 1 dot like this, it's gonna return error, right? And again, I can import my module by using from module 1 import language, but this time it's gonna only import language list inside of module 1. So what it means, if you pay attention again here, we have name, surname, language list here, right? And here I just import language list inside of module 1. It means that one. So if I try to print name and surname here, it will give error. Let's check together. First of all, let me restart kernel. Okay. And if I put here, okay, let's say name. So it's gonna give error. Even you can write module.name, doesn't matter, right? Because we just import language list inside of module 1. And yeah, it is same example what I describe here. And okay, it was the other way to import our module and its all elements inside it. We can write from module 1 import and star, as you can see here. This time it's gonna return and print all content inside of module because I use star here. And name conflict example, again I import every element inside of module 1, and if I define one more list with the same name inside of my module 1 here. So if I write print L and G length, what we're supposed to see here, I mean, it's gonna print Go or it's gonna print Python, Java, C++, JavaScript. Let's see it together. So there is a name conflict here. How we can skip this? We can change the name language list inside module 1 to lengths, like, I just add S here. So it is different name. If I print lengths, it will return list from my module, and if I write length, it's gonna return this list here, right? And likewise, I create one module here, one more module here. It is module 2, if you can see. This time I define a function def, my function name, number 1, number 2. It's gonna return after sum these numbers, and again I import it by writing import module name, and if I say print module 2 dot sum underscore 1, its function name, 2 and 3, it's gonna return 5. So I didn't define any function in my main Python file here. Instead, I just use it directly from the module I created before. So if you think about big projects like AI, like maybe so big and hard projects which contains maybe millions different functions, so you can only and directly import them and just use directly, right? It's so easy. So you don't need to define all functions you need beforehand, so you will not waste your time. And uh, here you can see all the content inside of module 1, but before, don't forget, import it before use. As you can see, we are okay, let me do it to module 2 because I'm talking about module 2 here. As you can see, Yeah, we can see all content inside of my module 2. That one, I mean this part, coming from default. So let's say file, what does it for? We can check it together. So it's gonna show the path address to my module 2 of my module 2 here. Now we can continue with standard library. I think we mentioned or we used it before, like operating, maybe, yeah, input output. Let me show. No, in Python, there are a lot of, maybe thousands, standard libraries like math, like statistics, and others you can see from here. Again, it is same logic. We are using predefined modules for our specific projects. I'm going to explain a little bit later. It's a large set of libraries that comes with Python itself and includes hundreds of ready-made modules, right? Likewise, we define some modules and we call them to our main Python file and use it directly without wasting time. It is same. In Python, there are a lot of large set of libraries and they are ready-made modules, including file operations, math operations, time operations, system management, data structures, and internet protocols. So with these libraries, you can perform many operations without writing code from scratch. So no need to waste your time. Let me give some examples. For example, in mathematics, we have math module here, and it provides mathematical functions such as square roots, trigonometry, and constants. Randomness, random generates random numbers or selects random elements. And date and time, we have date time module here. It handles date and time operations. File system, it is OS operating system, it means interacts with the operating system, directions, paths, environment variables, and time control. We have time module, measures time or delays program execution. Let's continue with examples. For example, I think we used that one before in previous weeks. It is ready module like math, and you can call it by writing import math. And if I write print math dot square 16, it's gonna calculate square root of 16 and return here. And random module, it will produce random number between 1 and 10. Okay, this time it produced 8. Maybe next time it's gonna produce 6, 7. And datetime module, again, it will show the time, current time, so it can change again. And import operating system module here, you can see your file, you can see your path address, and more different functions. We will see it. And import time module, it in this case it will wait 2 seconds, then it will print hi here. We will see all of them. You can try also. Okay, let's continue with operation system modules. It is OS. The OS module in Python allows programs to interact with the operation system. It provides functions to work with files, directories, and environment variables. It used for managing files and folders like create, rename, delete, getting system informations, current directory, environment variables, and running system commands. For example, I just first of all import my module I want to use. It is import OS, and m key dir function creates a new folder, and you can change the folder name by typing here. I will show you how it works. And get cwd returns the current working directory. Remove and path, if you write your file path address here, it's gonna remove it. And is file is for check if the given path is a file. Again, exists, check whether the given file or folder path exists. Okay, before continue, we can go and see in Anaconda. First of all, I'm using maths module here. Just import it. Then I will use square root and 16 and random module here. Standard library. You can see it will produce random integer between 1 and 10. Every time it's gonna produce random. You can see. And date time is gonna show the current date. It is 10/24. And again, it's gonna show my file. I'm in week 8 where it's saved. It is my desktop. And import time, it will wait 2 seconds. Then it's gonna print hi. And for operation system module, again I import it. It will create a new folder. Let's check together. If you see my desktop, at the moment I don't have any files called new_folder. If I run it, it will appear here. And again, it's gonna return the current working directory. It's my desktop because I saved week 8 file here. It is that one main file. And yeah, it will check if the given file or folder path exists. For example, in desktop, I have module1.python file here, right? So I will write my address, path address of this file here. Then it's gonna return true. It will check it. Yes. So if we have it, it will say yes, we have it. Return true. And if I write any file which doesn't exist in my desktop or in this path address, it's gonna return false. And for example, we can continue with these examples. Here, write a program that checks whether a file path entered by the user. Then we can use import also. And I will ask user, could you please enter the name of the file to read? And it will check it here, if you can see. If the file exists, it's gonna run this code under if condition. Otherwise, it's gonna run this code under else. Let's run it. As you can see, in my desktop, I have this file. If I put it, it will say, okay, file found, reading content, and it will return all elements inside of my file, if you can see. Again, I used with open input-output files from previous weeks. But if I run this code block again here, and if I put any not existing files, it's going to return, okay, error, the specified file doesn't exist. And again, here, I'm checking if the given path is a file. So if I put something here which doesn't exist, and it will return false. If I put again my module1 path address here, it's going to return true. Okay, let's continue with slides. Here I put some exercises to understand better everything. In the task 1, write a Python program that asks the user for a file name and check if that file exists in the current directory. We will use import os. If it exists, it will print file found, otherwise it will print file not found, right? For example, I don't have the data.txt file at the moment in my desktop, but I have notes.txt in my desktop. So let's go and see. Can you see? It is here, notes.txt. And first of all, I will import os module here, and I will ask user to input the file name. As you can see, if I write data.txt, I don't have that one. it's gonna say file not found. As I have notes.txt in my desktop, it's gonna return file found. And in the next exercise, task 2, ask the user for a number of seconds and create a countdown timer that prints each second until it reaches 0. So we will use import time and finally print times up. As you can see, it is asking user, okay, how many seconds you wanna go or you wanna start. I say 5, so it will count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's gonna print times up. If you go to Anaconda again, I first of all import time module here, standard library, it means, and seconds, I am asking user seconds, and I convert it integer. And here I open a for loop, and it will start from 5 to 0, and every round under for loop, it will wait 1 second, right? I put sleep function here. Then once it shows all number on the screen, it will print times up. Let's say 5, 5, 4, 3, no, every 5 seconds. Sorry, 1 second. If we go to next task, it is task 3. Write a program that asks the user for a number and prints its square root. Okay, user put here 25, it's gonna return 5. I will use maths or math module standard library, and let's run it. As you can see, I'm using this function math.square roots. If I put 25, it's gonna return 5. Task 4, write a program that simulates rolling a 6-sided die 3 times and prints each result. So we will use import random, and it will roll the dice 4 to 6. It can be it can change again because we use random. Okay, I import random standard library, and I am printing rolling the dice, and I create a loop by using range 0. It will create 0, 1, 2. I mean this part. It means 3 different rounds under 4. So it's gonna create random integers between 1 to 6. As you can see, if I run it one more time, it may change because random. And task 5, write a program that prints the current date and time in the following format. It is year, month, day, hour, minutes, seconds. For example, it is at the moment 10:31, so it will 10:31 here. Let's go to Anaconda. I'm importing datetime, standard library, and I'm asking what is the date of time at the moment. And to be able to print it in order like year, month, day, and so on, we are using this function, as you can see. And I think we have done this week. Thank you very much for joining. See you next week.